It's that time of the season again. Commercial ads keep reminding me it's the best time of the year. Seems like a sequel to Black Friday to me. Using the Christmas tree, I'm going to create decorations in Houdini throughout the month. It'll mark a new milestone in your skill levels with each new ornament added to the tree. This would be a great way to practice your 3D skills because you can try and learn something new with each decoration you create. And hopefully you'll end up with a nice looking Christmas tree to hang up in your digital wallpaper. For this video, I'll use some simple VEX to make the LEDs flash in Houdini's Viewport. The original idea was to stream this in a live, but my bandwidth was working against me, so I'm gonna do recorded videos instead. The LEDs flashing on the Christmas tree is driven by the frame that advances in the timeline as you play the movie in Houdini. So we have the brightness, and then we multiply a scaling value to it to control the brightness. Now the brightness is a parameter that I provide up here. The benefit of using this parameter is that we can control how bright you want it to be, but we always want our scaling value that controls the brightness, making it flash, to be 0 to 1. Now why is that? Because we never want the brightness to be above whatever we specify in this parameter. Otherwise, there's no point in providing that parameter. For example, if the scaling value was 200, the brightest that these LEDs will be, it will be 20. If this was like 20, it will be 20 times 200 times our scaling value. Well, that's going to change the overall brightness completely. And then what's the point of this parameter? This parameter is to provide a way for us users to control the maximum brightness. So as long as our scaling value will be 0 to 1, it doesn't change our brightness parameter, because 0 times anything is just 0, which is nothing. And 1 times whatever is whatever you begin with. So that's very important, that our scaling variable, that's what we're going to use to control the brightness, will be 0 to 1. And that brings me into this fit VEX function. Uses this flash increase, which is actually a counter that just keeps counting from 0 to the frame length. And I'll explain the frame length in just a bit because that gets into frequency and everything. Just think of this flash increase as a counter. It's constantly counting 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and on and on and on. And then it goes back and it goes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that defines the flashing. It's just a counter. Let's simplify for 1 second. But why do we need this flash increase? And why do we need to put it into a fit? Well, because our flash increase is a dumb counter. It simply only knows how to count from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, as I said, that does not sit well as a scaling variable because we want the scaling variable between 0 to 1. The flash increase is always going to count from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll be 5 times as much brightness then. So we don't want that. And that comes... that brings us into the fit function. The fit function will do all the hard work for us. It will take a number, which is our flash increase, which is our dumb counter right now, and it will go like, so you want this number, and what range do you want it to be? It will convert it into the 0 to 1 range that we want it to be. But in order for the fit function to work correctly, you need to tell it, okay, this counter, this number that you're giving me, what's the maximum value that it'll ever go to? Well, that brings us into the cycle length, which is how far it will count. Our dumb counter, what's the maximum number that it knows how to count up to? And in here, it knows how to count up to, actually, it's 6. Why is it 6? Because, so over here, I know I have 12. The cycle length is actually 6. Because these LEDs are getting brighter, and they're actually dimming. So I was a little fancy with this. It's not only getting brighter, it's actually dimming as well. Now we can simplify this just for a moment, and this is the frame length. So that comes in, that's where this parameter is. So let's just stick this parameter in here and replace the cycle length. So now it will count from 0 to 12. Now I know it's a little fast, but really it's only getting brighter and then snapping back to 0 and then getting brighter, snapping back to 0. I think it will be easier if I isolate one LED. Let me increase the frame length so it'll to slow it down so we can actually see what's going on. Let's go to 100. So you can see it gets brighter and brighter and it snaps. Okay, 100 may be too slow. Let's go 50. Oh, I am sorry. I forgot to get rid of more code. So this is where the dimming happens as well. So let's get rid of more code. Okay, play. Okay, it gets brighter, snaps. Brighter, and snaps. Now there's this black delay. That's where it starts decreasing the brightness, and that's the part of the code that I have commented out. I'm going to focus on this part of the code for now. So as this flash increase, it's a dummy counter, and it goes all the way to frame length. It counts, that's the maximum it knows how to count. Why? Because that's the number we fed in here. If I go like 10, it will flash a lot faster. So this is how we define the speed of the flashing, by controlling the counter. If you look carefully, this is actually powered. The counter is actually powered by the frame. So let's go here. Flash increase. Flash increase is over. Here's the flash increase. And that's coming from the counter. And this little percentage symbol means modulus. Modulus frame length. Well, what is counter modulus frame length? This allows, this modulus symbol here allows us to convert the frame number into a 0 to a smaller range, a counting range. Because if it just goes from 0 to 240, which is the maximum frame length I have down here, then that's not very helpful. What I really want is a counter that goes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, flash. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like again and again and again. That's what I want. That's what the modulus will do for us. It will take the current frame number and convert it into a smaller range that we want. And this is where I get into modulus. So you have your frame. I actually don't know how to get rid of these blue lines. I am sorry. So it counts 1, 2, 3, all the way to your ending 240. But that's not what we want. Now what modulus will do, say I only want every, let's see, what did we have? We had frame length of 10. We'll need 11, 12, sorry, I just need a few more. And then dot, dot, dot. Modulus 1 to 10, that's, 1 to 10 is going to work out just fine for us. That's not something we need to worry about. It's the 11 all the way to 240 that we have to worry about. So if we go like, I have to switch the color back again. Go 1 modulus. Our frame length was 10 from where we had here. Well, that's just 1. That's nothing special. So all the way 1 to 10, all those numbers, as long as we put like 2, this will become 2. And 3, this will be 3. And so on. For all the numbers 1 to 10. Except for 10. Sorry. So I should just do 10. 10 modulus 10. Oh, sorry. That's not it. 10 modulus 10 is just 0. What modulus does, it takes the number and it divides it by the other number. It's actually division. But it only cares about the remainder. So if I go like 1 divided by 10, that's a 10th. But I don't only care about the remainder. So the remainder is actually 1 back in preschool. I'm not sure if that's how they teach it anymore. 10 here and 1 here. So this goes 0. And then you go into your decimals and you go like, okay, well, what's the lowest I can't? And then this carry the 1 down here and we add a 0 and then you go like 1, 0. So this is the remainder that gets over here. This is like really old school stuff. I hope I did this right. That's all good for the ones that we know about, for 1 to 10. Now what happens when you go to 11? 11 modulus 10. Well, that's actually just 1. So if we do that little hat thing again, 11. So we go 0, and then we go 1. 1 times 10 is 10. So this is not a decimal. This is just, I don't think I should draw this. 1 times 10 is 10. And then subtract this is 1. Okay, now we head into the decimals. And that's where the modulus cares from here on. We add a 0 and then 1. Okay, so this is our remainder. Well, I should use a different color. The remainder. Everything after the decimal point. You really don't have to think about it. You don't always have to do all this long division. Really, if you think about it, the modulus is only helping us count. Since the frame length is 10, taking modulus 10 is very easy because we can just subtract the nearest 10th value. So if we had something like 133 modulus 10, that would actually just be 3. How do I know that really quickly? That's because the nearest 10th value, let me use a different color, is actually 130. That's the closest 10th value. And I know the remainder will be 3 because 133 minus 130 is 3. All the factors of 10 would be 110, 120, 130, 140, 150. Like, these are all factors of 10. It's easy to see. It gets a little tricky when you take the modulus of 8. That may be a little tough. So you go like 210 modulus 8. Then you might have to crunch in the calculator. But for us in Houdini, we don't really need to care about this. Not so much because we're not actually calculating the numbers. We're not actually doing the math from scratch. The modulus here that's happening, taking the counter, which is just a dumb counter counting from 0 to 240, which is the frame length, the entire frame length, not the frame length that we specify here, not yet. We're trying to cut it down. So that's the frame length that we specify over there. That's how much I want it to count to. So what did I say? I said 8 is the tricky one. Well, if you can just put 8, we don't actually need to know the actual math. All we need to know, a flash increase, which is another dumb counter, and it'll always be 0 to 8. Or it'll never actually get to 8. It'll be 0 to 7. Because 8 modulus 8 is always 0. The modulus result will always be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's what modulus will give us. It will never give us anything out of this range. And that's how modulus will help us in this, because that's all we need. And that's what's making this thing flash. Now I'm going to turn it back to like 32. So it slows it down. So it gets brighter and it snaps back to 0. But I don't want that. I want it to slowly decrease. So it goes up and then comes down. Goes up and comes down. And that's where I get a little fancy and put in, and that's where the cycle length comes in. It's just halving, taking the frame length and splitting it in half. And what I'm saying is that, let's make this 50. Frame length of 50, 0 to 25, I want it to increase. And then from 26 to 50, I want it to slowly decrease the brightness. But we now have a modulus counter that will always count from 0 to 49. But that's not enough. We need this to be the 0 to 1 value in order to control the brightness. So we need to put it into another range, a 0 to 1 range that we can actually handle the brightness. So we don't override this brightness value. And that's where the fit comes in. We feed a number into the fit. We tell it the minimum value, which is easy, 0. The modulus will never give us anything. It will never give us negative numbers. So 0 is the lowest number that you'll get. The highest number, well, that's going to be our frame length. It will never go past the frame length because that's what we're taking the modulus of. But I'm taking that a little further by splitting it in half. So I'm taking half of it. So it will never go above 25 now. Telling the fit, okay, from 0 to 25, and this is the dumb counter value I'm giving you, convert it into a 0 to 1 value for me. So I can actually use this to control the brightness. Now the decrease works a very similar way. We have code that looks almost identical, but, let's change this back to cycle length. The only part, if you look carefully, is this part. The range is inverted. For increase, we want the fit to give us a 0 going to 1 range. Now for the decrease, I want you to count backwards. So all you have to do is actually flip these numbers. The resulting range that you want, the last 2 parameters of the fit range. The fit range is intelligent enough to know that you want a counting backwards. You want it to flip the order. Now let's go back to the Christmas tree. All the lights are actually flashing at random. So let me speed this up. At 12. Okay, they're not flashing in sequence. And if I want it to flash, it's just this piece of code that makes it flash randomly. And once you take that out, let's actually take it out. Let's put the little comments, and don't forget your semicolon. So let's just put that in. Okay, I have to stop the play, this, and play. Okay. Now it flashes in sequence. So that's the only part of the code that makes it randomizes the flashing sequence. How does this work? Let's take a look. Let me uncomment this. It's another fit range. But before we look into the fit range, I want you to see that we're taking this frame and we're actually adding something to it. Remember, the frame is a counter itself. So it's whatever the timeline gives us. It counts from frame 1 to frame 240. By adding a number to it, by adding a positive number to it, we're shifting the timeline over to the right at random values. So each LED has a random value shift. So I might shift this LED over here by 10 frames. Or I might shift this one over here by 20 frames. By changing the counter itself, we change when it flashes, because everything, the flashing is all driven by the counter, which is the frame. I know we have the modulus, we take the modulus of the frame counter, and then we take the flash increase, which is the result of the modulus, and we put it into another fit range over here to get a 0 to 1 value, but everything is derived from the frame itself, which is the frame counter from 1 to 240. This part is actually the easiest part because I'm feeding it an LED number. Every single LED here has a unique number. Okay, let me stop this and play it. Every LED has a unique ID. I call it LED number. And we feed that into this random function. Random function will just give us a random number from 0 to 1. As long as you give the random function a random number, it will give you a random number back. That means that if I feed in 1, if I go here and I feed it 1, every single LED will have the same random number. Not very random, of course. So, okay, let me stop the playlist, timeline, play again. So it's flashing at the same sequence because this is not very random anymore. Well, it's random, but you're only doing it once, and that random number is applied to every single LED. We want every LED to have its unique random number, so we need LED number. It's sort of like an identification, so every different LED gets you a different number. This fit range, because we know that this random function value will always give us a range from 0 to 1. That's what this documentation tells us. Creates a random number between 0 to 1. We'll always return number 0 to 1. That's what the fit needs. The fit needs to know, okay, what's the maximum number you're gonna feed me? And then I'll give you whatever range you want. Well, the range is over here. I want a range from 0 to 24. So I'm gonna shift every single LED's counter to the right by a variable amount of 24 frames. That means this LED over here will get, will get shifted to 23 frames. This LED over here will get shifted to 20 frames. Or that LED up there will get shifted over to, 3 frames. It will always be between 0 to 23. I think 23.9 or something, but it will always be between this range. Then you can make this more. If you make this number higher, the LEDs will have more different variations in this flashing sequence. So if I go like 48, but I don't know if we'll be able to tell because they're flashing really quickly. Let's try it. Yeah, I don't think you'll be able to tell. You will be able to tell if you put 1. You have too little, then you won't have much variation. So however much you shift it or change the original counter will define the variations in the flashing sequence. Thanks for watching and sticking to the end.